Hi there, and welcome to my Megacolony deck profile. I'm Lon, and I'm here to show you the greatness of bugs. Let's begin. Alrighty, let's get started with our Megacolony deck profile. My starter has not changed at all for just nostalgic reasons. I guess we're just all machining where it counts. So, yeah. Alrighty, these are the grade 3s for our new Megacolony deck. To get us started with our Cyclomatooth, it's nice to see him returning as a triple rare. He's just really fun. Not what I expected from him, considering his last iteration was a Break Ride, but he still has Break Ride-esque abilities. Just they get to stand, and you don't get to prevent that. But being able to have a good rear guard ability by milling them, of course, which is the main strategy of the deck. If it's anything above a grade 0, you get an extra crit on top of already a plus 10. So he's not a bad rear guard. I prefer to ride him first instead of this first, just to have this be even better. But it's a little bit of a slow strategy. With our main, with our rogue, he's just really fun and new. It's just a new iteration of a Megacolony card. We hadn't seen. It's not a rehashing of anything old. I just love this whole milling concept we've gotten into with the deck. His first skill on place of the milling the top card, and if they hit a grade 3, certain matchups it's a lot better than others, because like if you're playing against Harmony, the odds are definitely in your favor to hit a grade 3. Otherwise it's just as normal as always, and it just might not happen. But when it does, you know and feel it in your soul that you are happy and truly right with the world. You can taste the cosmos. His act ability, once returned, you get to Soul Blast a grade 3 from your soul, mill them a card. They can't guard with units of the same grade. So that's always good, and that's why I love riding over this guy, to just guarantee that setup immediately on the first go. He's good on the first ride because you get the first skill no matter what, but it's just a lot drier when you've had to find a way to sneak a grade 3 in if you're not guaranteed to rewrite this one specifically. And when he's rode upon, you get the discard effect on your opponent. They get to choose, but them ditching grade 0s doesn't hurt you one bit, and if it ain't a grade 0, you get extra power on your Vanguard, and that's always never a problem. And our little tech grade 3 is the new machining. She's really good against Excel. Otherwise, she's discard fodder, or you just really screwed up otherwise. Her effect, so if you have an empty field, they've tried to rush you, you spent up all your rear guards, so you just call her first after you've rode, and you rest all your other units rear guards, so she'll stay standing, your Vanguard will be standing, and hopefully anything in your back row is not really relevant. And then they can only choose 2 units to stand, and so if they're low on hand after the next onslaught, they're going to be in a lot of trouble if they can't re-ride. They have to choose a Vanguard and then only 1 rear guard, and they're just low on resources, and you get to take full advantage of that, and that's just beautiful. The other part I don't want to talk about, because that's only in really machining oriented Megacolony decks, which hopefully I might dabble into in the future. Who knows? On to grade 2s. So a little bit old and a whole lot of new. With our hiding Killer Leaf, he's extra spicy. I'm sad that he's only single rare. He definitely could have deserved a double rare or greater. Sadly, that went to a crappy grade 3. But he's beautiful because he's Vanguard and rear guard at the cost of a counterblast and a soul, which isn't really hard on this deck. You get to mill them a card, he gets plus 10, and if it's a grade 1 or greater, you draw a card. If not, you got a trigger out of their deck. Congratulations. New grade 2, he's really awesome. He has really strong matchups, and otherwise he's just not that impressive. That's why I only run him at 3, because against Excel, it's just fantastic. He gets plus 2 for each one of their rested rear guards. And then if you're playing against Excel, they're really tapped out all the time, so you can hide them in your hand, push them out. If not, they're really scared about him, and they're going to try to hit him off the rear guard. And his on attack skill, which sometimes makes it a little iffy when you're in your attack order for this deck. When he attacks, when he attacks, you can retire one of your other units and put it in, or you retire and put it in soul, and then your opponent cannot cannot intercept for the rest of that battle. So at the full battle, this one is just cost you a little because you didn't get extra buffs from your Vanguard attacking first and potential triggers, but at the great cost of you no longer get to intercept. Ha 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 ha, which also works great against Excel because they have a lot of grade 2s on their Excel markers, and then in the beauty of facing against Bermuda Triangle, they have a lot of their grade 3 will boost and give their interceptors really huge numbers, and a lot of their units just get to intercept inherently, so they get the save hand, and this says you have to use your hand like every one of us, you lollies. And then our beautiful Machining Mantis, we run him at 4 still because I felt this was more required than this, because seeing your grade 3s is awesome and just guaranteeing them is always nice. And if you don't get him, he gets +6. Otherwise, he's just good discard fodder for your perfect guards. Yeah, and that is the grade 2 line. And now for the grade 1s. A lot of nothing new, just a lot of old. We love our small captain because she is really good at putting grade 3s on our rear guards, giving them buff and sticking them right in the soul for us to reuse with our main grade 3. With our Machining Hornet, we get to search. If he's a good first ride, if you're going second, because you get the first attack, he doesn't put himself in soul, so if he hits, which usually they want to take the damage, you can search for a grade 3. And then when he's boosting, if the boost hits, you search for a grade 3. If it doesn't hit, he stays on rear guard. If you do get the grade 3, he goes in soul, which is soul charging, which is good. And here's where it gets different than what most would expect. We're running Phantom Black because he has you can discard a card, give your unit +6 power, and they cannot call normal units from hand to guard circle. With this deck and with your main grade 3, you're guard restricting them, and so this just adds more hate to the cake of their guard restrict. And you don't always end up using it, but it's nice just to have it back there just in case. Otherwise, he's just like before, good discard fodder, vanilla grade 1 to ride on at the beginning of the game, and just nothing more. I like him more than Brawny Jerk. Brawny Jerk's cool, but you Soul Blast one, hoping to hit them to Soul Charge. And it's awesome if you get a grade 3 in there with the Soul Charge, but that's like 1 in 10 cards in your full deck, and even less if you open with one grade 3. And so it's cool, but otherwise it just was very iffy, and I didn't like that. This is optional. That one, it's on place. You have to do it, and then it's a cost, so you can choose not to do it, but this is always available at all times on your turn. Well, always on the attack, versus Brawny Jerk is just now or never, and I'm not really a fan of that. I like options at the majority of my turn. So yeah. And on to the triggers. We're running 8 crits still, no draws, because I'm not having, I'm not having issues with this deck and running out of hand. Our grade 3 tends to supply us with just an inherent initial drive check. So as long as you keep rewriting grade 3s, you should never run into many issues at all. The Perfect Guard draw triggers is the only one we need, because you're a Protect clan. What else are you going to do? And 4 heals because we're not maniacs. So, that was my Megacolony deck profile. Overall, I really enjoy where Megacolony is, unlike it has been in the past, where it's been machining or nothing up till Grey Door, where it was a lot more than something. And now we're got our own unique ability of milling. Really fantastic matchups against Zoo, and it's just really, really spicy. Protect 1 is probably best for this clan. Protect 2 is very iffy. You already have a hand advantage, so best use it with Protect markers from hand by just perfect guarding. Math is very easy when you don't have to count. A lot of just very personal picks in this. I like the abilities to really better match against Excel in general, because that's always been a hard matchup for Protect. The most important thing about the new grade 3s is, in my personal opinion, is just fulfilling the rides. You get more. It takes extra turn to set up, but you get a lot more benefits, and it could hurt a lot more on the opponent. But yeah, overall, fantastic deck. I'm loving it. So like always, crawl over to that subscribe button, smash that bell, and like us. And I'll see you on the next one. Now bugger off. Now bugger off. Toss it.
Oh my god. Can you be more cheesy?
That's my bit! That's my thing! You can't take it from me. That's my whole thing, man.